Moth was sitting in the dark. Blair and Blue raced up to her. Not her specifically, but just raced up to the barn. Blue had found her as he scanned the clearing, shaking tiny droplets of water from his pelt. Then he spotted Blair. "I won!" he called out to her, as Blair was panting. "You're lucky this time," Blair said as she looked up. Blue rolled his eyes, and Moth felt a little bit of consciousness make her feel awkward. She let out a grumble as Blue pestered her more. "People who lose have to go to sleep," he snickered. Yeah, I get in. I'm slow." Blair scoffed before turning and yawning. "Night, guys," Blair said as she walked into the barn. Blue began approaching Moth. His claws clicked onto the shaggy rock below, and he began speaking. "Hey, Moth." "Hello," Moth said, avoiding eye contact. He sat down in a curl in tight formation. "I'm hoping I didn't ruin your conversation. Just was easier to ask a question." "With Blair?" she asked, and Blue nodded back. Blue, I don't care," Moth grumbled, and she started glaring down at him. "Do what you please. Don't expect for my feelings to get that hurt." "Are you sad or mad or about something?" Blue said with softer eyes. "No, I'm not sad or mad," she grumbled, not realizing Brook was behind her. As the sun rose to its peak point in a matter of seconds, they really were out all night, huh? She thought. Blue sighed as he looked up. "You look pretty angry to me," Blue Glare said as he looked up at Moth, letting out a slight chuckle. "Perhaps now I must be going. This time I won't be caught by Winkland warriors, though." She whispered the last part as she raced off from Blue. He was always in everyone's business, and it gave her quite annoyance. "Hey, what was the last part?" he would say as he leaped on top of the boxes and racing over the fence. "Nothing." She raced across the moorland field and side-eyed the Winkland camp, noticing no cat was in it. She raced all the way down to the river, stumbling over a quick boulder as her paws weren't quick enough to quickly move across. She sat by the river, nonchalantly, as the end of her tail tip pricked, knowing that Blue at any moment would come racing for her. After a while, Blue Glare had caught up to her. "Ugh," she growled as she turned to face him. But actually, she just scooted away. "There you are!" He let out a huff. She rolled her eyes, not responding. Blue walked up to her. Nowhere to run unless you want to run into the river. I'll take the leap, she said, as she still heard Blue glare's pants across the other side. What happened with WindClan? Nothing. As she leaped across, he yelled, Hey! If you cross, I will drown your head under the water, she said casually, grinning. He narrowed his eyes at her and snorted. I'm sure. But before she could, he snatched her scruff and dunked her into the water. Not fully, but she still got splashes in her ears. Mouse brain, she said. Now tell me, he growled back. What happened with WindClan? Don't think you can try to hide a secret from me, he growled. There was a WindClan patrol, she said forcefully. Blue glare raised an eyebrow at her. Go on. Before I saw one of them. Well, I did see one of them before. He's Line's brother, she huffed, her ears splashing up water, or attempting to, in Blue's face. We found Longvine one night, dead. Then Bold Stripe came out of ThunderClan camp, since WindClan now resides there for many moons now. Oh, that's the brother he's telling me about. Blue glare would hush the words. She nodded quickly. Yes, now let me go. She struggled underneath the past ThunderClan toms. Wait. She splashed more water into his face with her ears, and eventually he got off her. Fool, he would say. And then what did Bull do? He winced as more water splashed into his face, shutting his eyes tightly. And then he whacked Moth with his tail. You make me sick! He said it quite seriously, but she could tell that it was a joke from the smirk that crossed his face afterwards. Attack Lion! She grumbled. She began stuttering, as all she wanted to do was just fall into the river. She would rather fall into the river than be under Blue glare's control any longer. I'll keep you a bit longer, he smirked, but eventually he stood off and let Moth go. Oh, you know what I meant. The second she got up, she shoved him straight into the river. Gah! He growled as he flunked in. How is it now? The other side of the stick. She smiled. He rolled her eyes at her. Ah, Moth! He groaned, his usual annoying tone. Blue! She laughed, but just said a good old ha. I could always pull you into the water, you know, but why do you always do this, though? You won't pull me in before I leap on top of you, she smirked, and stepped backwards. Then she was stunned. She saw Blair in the distance. Was she spying on them? She suddenly nodded. She definitely didn't want Blair to get the wrong idea. They were rivals. "You won't," he said, with a daring look. "Actually, you're right. I won't." She looked away nervously. She just wanted to run away. She didn't want to get Blair's attention. "See you around," she said quickly, as she began racing off, using all the strength in her paws to get away as quick as possible. She couldn't believe that Blair was there, and she had never even gone this far this way into Rubicon territory before, or on this side of the gorge. But she just looked in, and everything faded to white. That was great! That was great! Oh my gosh! I just died then. 1,000,000 pounds just fell down on my head. Subscribe and like this video! It's free! And comment down below!